Today we are talking vitamin B7 or biotin. And if you're a runner, you probably heard of something called lactic acid. And this topic becomes particularly important if you're a runner because it involves lactic acid. And as usual, the more you know, the faster you run. All right, so let's get to it. So we've shown this chart before. This is the overall cellular respiration process in the presence of oxygen. So we have aerobic respiration. We have glucose. Then with the help of vitamin B1, we break it down to pyruvate. Then with the help of vitamin B6, the pyruvate is breaking down into acetylcholine A, where vitamin B2 and B3 help in the next two cycles to make ATP. But when your body is exerting itself and working especially hard, we enter something called anaerobic respiration. And in this situation is when your muscles don't have enough oxygen. And so instead of being able to go and make acetylcholine A, what happens is pyruvate gets converted directly to lactate. Now this isn't bad, lactate's able to make energy. But if lactic acid accumulates up in the muscles, you all know what happens if you're a runner, things shut down. So your muscles have to get rid of lactate. And this is how it does it. So here we have here is, this is a muscle. You got the glucose that comes in, converted pyruvate is normal. Oxygen is not present, so therefore it's converted to lactic acid, lactate. So what the body does next then is it pushes it out of the muscles and it sends it to the liver. And what the liver is able to do is to take the lactate, and it builds it back up to make glucose, which can then enter back the cycle, and hopefully now if there's oxygen, you're able to do aerobic respiration, or you kind of continue this process to keep energy. And the way it does that is, if you remember, pyruvate is a 3-carbon molecule, glucose is a 6-carbon molecule. So we have to add carbon to go do that. And what the body does is it captures the carbon dioxide that you exhale, and it adds to the pyruvate to make glucose. And in particular, it uses this molecule, which has the ability to get rid of this hydrogen, attach to a bicarbonate molecule, or carbon dioxide in the blood, and then is able to function as a carrier group to add this CO2 molecule to pyruvate to build back up to glucose. And if you remember, this molecule is biotin, or vitamin B7. So when it comes to anaerobic respiration, when it comes to the buildup of lactic acid, if you want to be efficient at removing that from the body, this is the mechanism by which it does it. The liver is able to take the lactate, break it, build it back up to make glucose, and allow the process to continue. And it needs this particular vital amine, vitamin B7, to make it all happen.